Good morning and welcome to Winnipeg. I love this cup. Yeah, when it's full like that, I have to be very careful because I have a tendency to want to put it down like this. Yeah, and that won't work out too good. Okay, now, I got the, remember I was saying when I updated the firmware in my cell phone, it went to Fahrenheit on the I guess they call it the desktop or the whatever. In other words, the way the screen is most of the time, when you can almost not read it, it went to Fahrenheit instead of Celsius. And okay, so this morning I was sitting at my computer and I say, how do I change from Fahrenheit to Celsius on my cell phone on the desktop? And sure enough, somebody came up and they had a phone exactly like mine, and they went through all the stuff. You know, I have a tendency to complain a lot about YouTube because it's got a lot of false information on it, and and stuff. But there's a lot of good stuff there too. And so I got a guy, and you could tell that English was not his first language, but that's okay. He's trying to teach you something. Not everybody has to speak with a Canadian accent, eh? Okay, so anyway, I went through all the spiel, and you got to get it just right. It's like the religion that my wife and I belonged to years ago. You had to get everything just right or you're going to burn in a lake of fire. Well, it's sort of like that with this thing. You got to get all the, first of all, you go to settings, and then you go to system, and then you go to language, and then you go to preferences, and then you go to, I think it's temperature. There's about 6 steps that you actually have to go through before you can choose Fahrenheit or Celsius. And there are just such a tremendous amount of options to get to those steps that somebody, if they hand you a phone and say change it, they'll never get it. It's almost like the secret number to get into your bank account. There's like a billion possibilities, and it's kind of like that with these phones. I don't know. It's okay if you know. Well, obviously this guy knew. And yeah. So anyhow, we got that fixed. It's at Celsius right now. It's a little bit hard to read. Maybe if I tap it, it'll get a little bit brighter. Okay, yeah, we're at minus 14 Celsius according to the internet, and according to my thermometer outside, it's minus 13.3. Okay, so hey, it's winter time in Winnipeg. Live with it. Yeah, no biking again today, that's for sure. I think now the chances of me being able to get back out on the Rebel for another spin before spring is pretty much zilch. This is it, when it settles in like this, it usually stays. And even if we get a few warm days, the streets are still going to be too wet and slippery. At least for me. Other people might take their dirt bike out there with their dirt bike tires, or maybe even studded ice tires, and they'll go zipping around, but I'm not that desperate that I want to risk hurting myself and wrecking my bike. So that looked pretty funny. An old man all dressed up in a yellow banana suit laying on his side with his bike all wrecked. Well, I guess it wouldn't be very funny, would it? We got stuff to do here. We were starting to get into putting these together yesterday, and then things started getting busy, and wasn't yesterday's episode way too long? I thought it was way too long. I was just floored when I went to do my final edit and realized that I had a total of 50 minutes of stuff. And if I don't shut up, it's going to happen again. Okay, let's recompose here and put these parts together and try and do a little modeling. Oh, one more thing I wanted to tell you. Yesterday, I was over on the other side of the table. I don't know what I was doing, maybe turning on the monitor or something like that, and I happened to glance over at my ship case. Every once in a while I do look at it. And but I was at a bit of a distance, and I'm looking at the ships, and something caught my eye on the hood, on the deck, and I thought, "Gee, what's that?" And I don't remember making that piece, and I was still about 2 arms lengths away. So I moved over a little closer, and here one of the, I think it's one of the anti-aircraft guns, has been knocked over, and it didn't just do it all by itself. And I don't have, it's not like I keep hamsters in there or something like that, and they're running around. Uh, yeah, so it had probably been like that for months and months and months, and I never noticed until yesterday, which goes to show you how much detail there is in that ship, because because that little detail, it just sort of blended in and it looked right. Yeah, until I got within arm's length, and then I could see it. Anyway, let's get back to this. Now, I had originally been planning on gluing this like this first, but I'm thinking that possibly in order to get this square, I can use these pieces here to square everything up. So it might be advisable to glue these on. Let's get this right now in the same orientation as the manual, so I don't glue them on upside down. Yeah, they obviously go. Okay, we got it. I think they go like this. So that means that when I do glue the other piece on, we'll have a right angle to go at here. And I can't help but get it square. Let's just try it and see how it's going to work here. Oh, here we go again. I can't pick it up. Yeah, I just want to make sure I've got it right. Yeah, you can see that's going to square up. Okay, so I think I'll glue these pieces on first, and we want to make sure that we get them in the right order. This is the thickest one right here, and then we have the middle one and the skinniest one. Okay, let's do that. Oh, one more thing. Somebody might wonder, why did they make this cup like that? And at first I thought that too when I first saw this cup. Why did they have it like that? Well, if you'll notice, there's a tower here, and the tower has a bit of a lean to it. Well, it's got one straight edge, but it's sort of a famous landmark of Le Beau, the Le Beau Museum, and so that's why they did the cup like this. Now, I didn't read that, or nobody told me that, but I mean that's the only obvious conclusion that you can come to. Okay, let's recompose. Okay, just a moment ago I was looking, and I can see that I've got push-out pin marks still here. I think one of the other modelers, I could be wrong, but I think it's military modeler Paul. He will go to the extra work of actually, filling those in and sanding them down so that it looks nice. I just can't bring myself to go to that much work, but I sure do admire people who do. So anyway, I think we're ready to go here. I don't think we need to do a dry fit. Let's just get some glue in there. Yep, getting old is no fun. Can't pick up small stuff easily. Okay. don't think that's going to slump too badly. Maybe I'll get some melding going on here. This will be quite strong by the time we're through. Most of this glue that you see is going to evaporate, and we will have molten plastic. What's wrong with me this morning? No, I'm assuming that this is supposed to be square. It could be that on the real ship it's slightly angled. I don't think that these ends have to match up with anything. Okay, we'll glue this together later. In the meantime, I think it's time to do a little bit of editing so I don't get myself so bogged down by the end of the day. Good morning, Missy. Hi, Lorraine.
Bitter cold this morning.
Max is not feeling good again?
I don't know. He just asked if he asked if I'd get the coffee, and then I came back in and said I'd take the dog, so.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we'll see Max at noontime.
Maybe.
We'll see ya. Yeah, it's bitter cold. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay, I was just in the process of setting up here to continue on. And it had been my intention to put this piece on a rotating platform so we could look to see how well our connections had shrunk wrapped. I think once this is sprayed, it's going to look like it's going to look a lot like it was welded, which is possibly the way it was. I don't know how much welding they did back in the 30s. I think they did a lot more riveting and bolting, didn't they? Just for the fun of it, I should check and see how much welding did they actually, or when did welding become popular on heavy material, like heavy thick metal like this? This could easily be like 1-inch plate steel in reality. Okay, I think we're just about ready to recompose, so let's recompose. I would think that this is probably shrunk wrapped, probably 90% or better. It's not going to get any more shrunk wrapped. And once it's painted, I think it's going to look a lot like a weld. Okay, now, sort of to change the subject here. I was just reading my comments. Remember this piece here? Well, it's possible that these legs were not supposed to be straightened, according to one of the viewers. And when I re-looked at the manual, yeah, it looked like maybe one of those legs was supposed to be angled a little bit. Now the good news is that I think that if we get it in place and find out that it doesn't want to fit because I straightened the leg, I think that we should be able to bend the appropriate leg a little bit, all being well. Okay, let's glue the rest of this together here now. Maybe I should recompose just a little bit so we can see what's going on. Yeah, I'm obviously going to have to lift this up because it won't work like this. Okay, we're going to just do sort of you might say a dry run here right now. And if it works, now let's be careful not to get too over exuberant and bend these things, because the connection is probably still a little bit soft. Yeah, that sort of clicked into place, didn't it? Put a little pressure down on that. All right, maybe I'll come in from the back with the extra thin here. I might as well do it so that you can see it. And you know what? I think I'll use my hypodermic needle. Where is it? There we go. That way I can kind of flood it in. Put the lid back on, because my experience is that if I leave the lid off, even though it's on this nice little 3D printed holder, I'd probably knock it over anyway. Okay. The end of my applicator must have a burr or something on it, because it's sticking. It's kind of grabbing. Now, I wonder, maybe I should put some in on these connections as well. I know it looks like a lot, and it kind of is, but what happens is the plastic is melting. Or, yeah, dissolving, not melting. I guess it's kind of the same thing, but not quite. Now, did that go right through to the other side? Yeah, it did. I don't think I need to put any more on. Gently drag that along there to spread it out. I don't think there's going to be a lot of stress on this part. Okay, I do believe we've got enough here now. While I was sitting here editing out this last scene that you just saw, I hear my door open. And I look up at my clock, and it's just about noon, and I realize that Max is here, because the next thing I know, there's a little black dog at the foot of my chair. Yeah, so I yelled out, I said, "Just have a seat, I'll grab the camera, and I'll be right there." Looks like we're going to have a Max and Missy episode here.
Minus 27.
Minus 27 wind chill?
Feels like winter.
Okay, I was...
Jeans, it keeps the wind out.
We're going to have to... I wasn't expecting you yet, so I was soaking the bacon because it was a little bit hard. Okay, wait. Wait.
Bacon soup.
Yeah.
Yay.
Well, maybe we're gonna have to have the bacon later. Yeah. Okay. You like these anyway. Yeah. Those are your favorite, aren't they? Your feet feel cold. So, how you doing?
Okay, just one more evening in medicine and then I'm off the stuff. My hip is good. You know, we're not even 14 days post-op. There's almost no pain. And I just don't have any oxygen.
Well, hopefully they can figure out what the problem is and get that straightened out. Oh, look at, I got paw prints on me now. There you go, sweetie. So I wonder if Colorado Jordan watches you. He probably is watching you and thinking, what a cute little doodle. I'd sure like to be able to know that little doodle better.
I think she's a trace of wolf in her. You know, 100,000 years ago, some clan tamed a wolf and became domesticated, and the wolf would sit at the mouth of the cave and watch. And that's what she does at the window. And anyone who she does not recognize as a friend, she just assumed is an enemy, and she goes off like a fire siren. And
Missy?
that's her job, and she's wired that way. And there's nothing you can do about it.
No.
You can yell at her till she shuts up, but
No,
it's
she's
not going to change that genetic habit.
a dog is going to do what a dog does.
And she's at that window, sitting there with the nose just above the window ledge, shivering. The sheriff of Kellam Crescent.
The sheriff of Callum Crescent, yeah. Like, what was it, the sheriff of Nottingham or something in the old Robin Hood?
That's the one.
Yeah, I remember listening to that on the radio. You remember listening to kids shows on the radio after school? Lone Ranger.
No, by that time we had a television, so I never ever was a radio listener.
No, I can remember when I was about 7, 8, 9 years old. We didn't have a television, and they'd have the kids' radio programs after school. And of course, it was all audio, but you used your imagination, and it worked.
I watched black and white Robin Hood back in the day, and Lash LaRue, and Flash Gordon.
I never watched Flash Gordon. For some reason, I just didn't like it. I don't know why. Hey, Missy, you gonna come say goodbye?
Thanks, Uncle Ron.
You're welcome, Missy.
Thanks, Ron.
We'll see ya. Oh, blue sky and sunshine.
Blue sky, sunshine. Minus 27. Nice and bright.
Yeah, it sure is.
You don't want a suntan.
No.
Bye now.
See ya. We still have frost. Well, the sunshine is wafting in over the model table, casting little shadows. Kind of nice to see. We haven't had that much sunshine lately, I don't think. Yeah, unfortunately, it's very cold outside, and that sunshine is not going to melt that snow. Okay, I'm going to call it quits here for today. I know I do have time to go a little bit more, but I think I did so much yesterday that I found myself being angry with the model table. It was infringing on important things that I should do. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Like I say, I'm gonna call it quits here. I think that we're pretty much at the place now where we got to do some painting. Like this whole module has to be painted now, and or mini module, and then then I think we can after we get these various parts painted the colors we want. We probably can complete step 50 because it's just a case of putting stuff in the right place on the platform here. Yeah, this piece I don't think we use in step 50. No, we don't use it until the next step, I believe. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow. Oh, maybe I'll check for the walkers. I can take out a few minutes to do that. If I find them, I'll put them at the end of this episode, and if they're not there, you'll know I couldn't find them. See you tomorrow.